So I just got done watching Trollhunters Rise of the Titans, created by Guillermo del Toro. This is, of course, the conclusion to all the different, Tales of Arcadia shows that have gone through. Trollhunters, the Wizards one. So, and I don't have that much history with the shows. My brother loves the hell out of the show, so I've seen bits and pieces of the shows, and I was actually pretty interested in this film. So, I finally gave it a watch tonight, and I didn't have too high of hopes for this film, because I'm like, it's Trollhunters, how good can this possibly be? Because, from what I've seen of the show, it's actually not that bad. Actually, after watching this one, I may go back and watch all of those shows, because this was surprisingly good. I was genuinely shocked at how much I actually enjoyed this film, for the most part, but I'll get to that in a bit. So, Netflix films are not good most of the time. I was trying to think of a kinder word for it, but no, they suck most of the time. I think the only good one I've seen is, Mitchell's versus the Machines. So, yeah, especially when it comes to the animated realm, because just, Animal Crackers, do I even need to bring that up from last year? Just, no. And even their live-action outings, Feel the Beat, Work It, all the other crappy movies that came out last year, and all the ones that have come out this year. So, this one was not only a refreshing change of pace, but I was genuinely shocked by this film. So, the basic plot of this is that it's kind of complicated, because you kind of have to, if you want to watch the film, you can without seeing the shows, because it kind of catches you up on what's going on. It kind of gives, the origin story for, the first show. But you do have to kind of watch the shows to fully understand what's going on, right from the start. It took me a while to figure out what was going on, but eventually I started to grasp everything. It wasn't that hard to follow if you haven't watched the shows, although I may go watch the shows now, because I actually really enjoyed this film. And you can tell they stepped up their game for this. The animation looks even better. The animation for the show looked pretty good, but this one, you can tell it's just a step up. Everything looks great. The movements are all fluid. The character models are great. I love the designs of a lot of things. The Titans have really cool designs. The Ice one, the Fire one, and the Earth one. Some of the armor designs and suit designs, kind of like the blue alien ones and gems at the end, they have this kind of Tron Legacy look to them, and I am totally on board with that. I love Tron Legacy. I love the look of that film, and I like how it looks here. The action sequences are fluid, and they work a lot of the times. I love, from the opening chase scene on the subway, to the Pacific Rim battle with the giant robot fighting the Titan, to the Titan-on-Titan battle, to the final fight at the end. All the action works. The cast does a pretty good job the majority of the time, although during the emotional scenes, some of the actors kind of fail, because their acting becomes extremely wooden. It sounds like they're trying too hard, and it's not working. Some of the actors do it pretty well, but especially Jim's voice actor, when it comes to a lot of the emotional scenes, his voice actor just isn't pulling through. He does well most of the time, but when it comes to, the scenes where he needs to, really, I would say emote, but not in the face, but in the voice, his inflections don't always match what you should be hearing. It's either, it's too much. He's trying too hard and not getting enough out of it. But it works through most of the time, and I was surprised at how dark this movie got at times. This, I wouldn't say, dark, but it pushes, it has a PG rating, I'm guessing, and it kind of earns that PG, because some characters die in some more brutal ways than you would expect. I'm there's not, blood or anything like that. It's Trollhunters. It's not gonna be freaking Total Recall or Terminator or one of these other R-rated films. Why was Total Recall the first thing that popped in my head? I don't know, but it's not going to have blood, of course not. I don't want that in a Trollhunters movie, of course not. But even still, some of the characters die in some pretty horrific ways. Some of the, they, turn to stone and then be, crushed. They'll explode. They'll get, the thing that they're controlling will get stabbed, and that'll end up killing them as well. They get crushed by robots. People get killed in some pretty horrific ways, especially for a PG movie. I mean, some of them are done, relatively off-screen. You don't actually see them as it happens, but you see the effect of what causes it. It's pretty brutal for a PG movie, for an animated Trollhunters movie, I'm not gonna lie. So, and you know what? I was totally okay with that. But when the first one of the like team died, I was legitimately shocked by how they went on. Like, holy crap, that's the kind of movie we have now, huh? Okay. I like the themes and the morals that the movie has about like heroism and your role as a hero and and knowing your limits. I do like the themes that this movie has. But this movie does have one huge problem, and that's the ending. I hated the ending to this movie. If you don't want spoilers, skip to this time code. That's when the spoilers will have stopped, so I'll give you 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the ending of this film, if you're still watching, you've probably already seen it, is Jim resets the timeline, essentially. He goes back to the very beginning of the very first show and resets everything. And this is the exact same problem I had with the ending of Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, that animated movie that came out last year, that ended the DC animated movie universe, is that the ending is essentially everything's fucked, we have to just reset the timeline and erase everything that's already been set up. And even as someone who didn't watch the shows, this felt like a huge kick in the balls, because I hate cop-out endings like this. The ending of this was essentially, yeah, we're screwed, we have no idea how to end this, so let's just reset the timeline. It's such a cop-out ending, and I hate it so much. And not only that, it ends with essentially with Toby finding the amulet that Jim found in the first episode. He finds it because Jim basically sends him to go find it. And this is after all these characters died. They sacrificed themselves to save the world. Especially Toby in particular, I was surprised they actually killed him off. I was wondering when he drove up in the van, I'm like, are they gonna kill him? I'll be shocked if they do. And they did. I'm surprised they went all the way with it. They went all the way. That's what I liked about this film, is that they went all the way with it, but then they backtracked in the last 5 minutes. I hate movies that do this. Because he essentially has to try to build up all the relationships in the span of about 30 minutes. In his time. In the movie's time, he tries to build up every relationship and everything that's happened in the span of about 2 minutes. And it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid. I'm not gonna act like a downer ending is needed for something like this, but God, at least give something like, yeah, I know all this bad shit happened, but we can rebuild, we can build, there's still hope for us. Maybe, no, it's just, no, everything's screwed, we just have to reset the time. I just left a bad taste in my mouth. Exact same thing happened with Apocalypse War last year, where everything was screwed, they reset the timeline, and it pissed me off. So, yeah, a very surprising film that's really great in a lot of places, but has a really shitty ending. So, that's my take on it. It's a really good film with a really shitty ending. Had the ending been better, had they not pulled this time travel bullshit, this probably would have gotten a 5 out of 5. I'm dead serious. But the ending leaves me so pissed off. It's the exact same kind of thing that happened with Loki, is that it's kind of blocking everything I loved about the show because I didn't really care for the ending. But this ending was even worse because it was such a cop-out. I hated the ending of this film. It was so bad, but the rest of it was such a good film. I was shocked at how good it was. So I really wanted to give this a 5 out of 5, but they screwed it up in the end, and that really makes me mad. So Trollhunters Rise of the Titans gets a 4.5 out of 5. A real fun ride until the last 5 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more reviews like this one, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.